There's so much emotionally charged hype out there designed to sell newspapers and advertising rather than inform investors and traders. Want entertainment? Buy a newspaper or magazine or turn on the news. Want investment and trading concepts explained? Look to TechniTrader. TechniTrader is the gold standard in trading and investing education taught by experienced and accredited professionals. Don't learn to trade from fad-chasing day traders, and certainly don't think you can grow your portfolio by attending a weekend seminar or watching a free video online. Success in the financial markets is attainable, but like any high-paying profession, it requires the proper education to achieve consistent success. Join those happy few who've taken their investing and trading seriously. Call 888-846-5577 or visit technitrader.com.
Hi everyone. There's been a long-term debate for over 100 years as to whether women or men are better at investing and trading. It is always assumed that the man would be the better at investing and trading. He's the breadwinner, he's the head of the household, he knows more about business, he knows more about the stock market, he's the one that should be making the decisions on investing and trading. So are these comments true, or do the statistics show us otherwise? For a very long time, women took a back seat in the world. It hasn't been until recently, in the 60s and 70s, that women started asserting themselves more and started going into the workplace and becoming important business women and taking more of a front row seat as far as business goes in the United States. Very few CEOs are women even today. And this is not because there aren't opportunities, but because of the attitude women have toward business and toward the stock market and at investing and trading. A lot of times women grow up assuming that they can't learn about investing and trading, or it's not very interesting, or that's the man's responsibility. And this needs to change. Young women, if you're listening to this radio show, you need to learn about the stock market and investing and trading, taking care of your own financial resources and making sure that you are financially independent. Things have changed, and it's no longer the woman staying at home and being pregnant and the man coming home with the bacon and the woman taking care of the man. Those days are long gone. A lot of times women find themselves raising children by themselves. The single-parent household with children, the predominant number of them are at or below poverty level. Why? Because women don't know anything about the stock market because they're not wanting to learn about it. So here's the reality of the statistics that have come through. The fact is that women are superior to men for a variety of reasons. And it all stems back to our roles over the past many millennia and centuries of what men did and what women did. Historically, if you check things out, the women actually do better at investing and trading than men. Their choices are based on wise decisions rather than speculation. Men have a tendency to be speculators. They have a tendency to trade a lot. And they have a tendency to be overly confident or exuberant about what they're doing. In other words, they tend to gamble more. They are higher risk takers, and a lot of times taking more risk means higher risk of actually having something go wrong in investing or trading, and that's what happens. Women are more conservative, and the conservative investment tends to win out over the speculative all the time. So statistically, looking at the last few years, women have outperformed men in most of the areas of investing and trading. And in fact, it is generally women who are reporting the higher risk situations to their managers in the financial services industry. However, they are often ignored. And in fact, women were the ones that were warning in 2007 and 2008 that there were serious problems with the banks, but no one listened to them. So women, you need to step up to the plate and you need to start learning about investing and trading in the market. Investing is your long term for buying large purchases, for retirement, for putting your kids through college and so on. And it's never too soon to start learning. If you're in college right now, you should be learning about the stock market and you should be learning about investing and trading because that's when your future starts, when you're in college. If you don't know anything about it, you can visit our website. We have a lot of information to get you started on it. For men, you can learn from your women because they are more conservative and they will look at the risk factors more than you will, because throughout history, women had to protect the home, they had to protect the children, and so they take a more conservative view of risk. Men are high risk takers. They were the hunters. They were going out to kill the animals or provide the food for the family or take the big risks. And they often take huge risks, which in the stock market often results in very huge, massive losses that can wipe out the entire family savings. Men have a tendency also to be caught up in the aspect of trade, and they get caught up in the gambling mode. So you need to watch that and learn from your more conservative partner that you need to be a little bit more on the conservative side. Also, there's a tendency for women to be able to read stock charts more easily because of the spatial pattern recognition skills that women have inherently in them. They had to be able to locate the food that if the men didn't bring back something from the hunt, the woman had to provide the food from grains, berries, nuts, and so on that they gathered. So the gathering sequence of our ancient people taught the women to find things and to identify things very rapidly, where men were out trying to chase down and hunt down big animals to kill and bring back the food. A lot of times the hunters brought back nothing. And so the women had to provide the food by gathering food that they could find and being able to identify different plants that they could gather food from. So this goes all the way back to the time before civilization was advanced and food was on the grocery shelves and you could just buy that. Women tend to have better spatial pattern recognition skills. That doesn't mean men can't learn them. The men certainly can. I have many male students who are exceptionally good at spatial pattern recognition skills. They have learned them and it takes some time. But you also have to be aware that there are differences between men and women, and these are good things. I encourage men and women, family members, to work together and their financial independence and their financial security, because they each bring excellent qualities to the financial security of their family. The woman tends to be more conservative. However, in some families, we find that the woman is more aggressive and the man is more conservative. It's not 100% on anything. But generally speaking, the conservative partner provides a balance to the more high-risk speculative partner in the family or spouse. And so this balances things out. So it's really important that the women start to really take control and be a contributor to the financial aspects of the family. Just depending on a man can be very dangerous. I had a couple of friends recently whose husbands suddenly died. It was very sudden. It was a shock. They weren't prepared for it. They knew nothing about their financial conditions. They didn't know what they owned, whether they had stocks or not. A couple of them, their husbands owned businesses and they now own part of that business. They had no idea what was going on, or they had an inheritance because of an insurance policy and they had to deal with that. Now they're vulnerable to every scam and every hype, and they don't know what they don't know. And so they're very vulnerable because they have no idea whether or not the person is trustworthy or whether or not the information they're being given is actually factual and current with the current market structure and reliable. They're just trusting a stranger with their life savings and the rest of the money that they will ever have for the rest of their lives. This is very dangerous. Don't do that, ladies. At least learn the basics, at least have some understanding. If it just doesn't interest you at all, that's okay, but you still have to learn how to do it. There are a lot of things that we have to learn how to do that maybe not something that we just are thrilled to learn, but you still need to learn those things because you have to function in our society. And we are a financial services economy. We're becoming an investing-based economy, and those people who do not know how to invest and how to trade and what is going on in the financial markets will be left behind. So often we talk about how the middle class of America is being left behind, how the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer, and it all boils down to one thing. We don't have a good foundation of understanding of the financial markets, of the financial services, of investing and trading. Women lag desperately far behind men as far as this goes. A lot of girls show no interest whatsoever. A lot of college women don't know anything, and that is just terrible. I can't believe that a young lady who's going to go out into the world from college, who's going to be able to earn a six-figure salary, is not interested in making sure that that salary, what she has left over, is secure, that she knows how to invest properly and be able to start building an independent base of security, financial security for herself, even before she weds and has children. You don't know what this world is going to bring you. Sure, you can get married and he has a six-figure salary and you have a six-figure salary and everything seems fine, and then all of a sudden you wake up one day and he's gone. And you don't know anything about investing and you don't know what you have and don't have. This is the wrong way to approach life. Women make better investors because they generally understand risk and they're more conservative. And so they are able to start investing in a manner that's totally different than most men. Most men hear something on the news and they run out and they buy a stock without even thinking about it. Women, you have a tendency to learn a little bit more before you start, and this is a good thing. I have many, many young women who are learning to invest and trade in the stock market, and this is building their foundation. I have many families who've gone through our courses, and now their children are going through our courses. And this is a really rewarding thing for me because I can see that generation after generation is becoming financially secure and financially independent. If you want to be a part of the middle class in the next decade and the decade after, if you don't stop and learn about financial instruments, about investing and about trading, you will be left behind. This is the last place that an ordinary person can develop the knowledge and the skills so that they can take what money they earn, invest it, and become financially independent and financially secure for the rest of their lives. There is nothing like being financially secure, knowing that no matter what happens, if your husband has a car accident and is killed on the road tomorrow, you can take care of the family. Can you do that? Ask yourself. Ask yourself how much you know about financial security. Ask yourself how much you know about investing in the stock market. If you don't know what you're doing, you need to stop and you need to start learning this. And you're going to say, oh, I don't have time. I don't have time. Make time. People make time for things they consider important. If you don't make time to learn about investing, then money isn't important to you and you like being poor. I know that's not true. I know no one likes being poor. So you take and set a time aside, an hour a week or 2 hours a week, and learn about the stock market. You have to understand that there's a lot of hype, there's a lot of scams out there. You need to know the facts, you need to know the reality of the situation. So don't just go wandering around the internet and believing everything you read, because 90% of the stuff on the internet isn't even truthful or is so outdated that it's worthless. Start by coming to our website. We have a lot of good information. It's there for you to start studying and learning and beginning to develop a good program for your financial independence. Women as well as men need to know about the stock market. One of the reasons the middle class of America is disappearing is because the middle class of America doesn't know how to invest or trade in the stock market. They don't know how to take what savings they have and invest them properly so that they can have the lifestyles that they want to have. The wealthy are getting wealthier because they know all about investing, they know all about trading, and they use this to create more money and more wealth. It's not about criminal activities, it's not about all of that. In fact, most of those things that you hear are very, very rare in the market. Most of the people working the market are just ordinary, everyday people. They have learned about investing, and so they can take advantage of it. TechniTrader was started by accident. I never thought I was going to be doing this, but I'm very passionate about teaching. We take ordinary people and we teach them how to do extraordinary things. Becoming financially independent, becoming financially secure. That's an extraordinary thing that doesn't happen to most people. Don't become one of the most people. Become one of the exceptions. Learn about investing and trading and have financial security and have financial independence so that you can make choices in your life based on what you want to do rather than what you feel you're stuck doing. I'm Martha Stokes. Until next week, invest and trade with knowledge.
There's so much emotionally charged hype out there designed to sell newspapers and advertising rather than inform investors and traders. Want entertainment? Buy a newspaper or magazine or turn on the news. Want investment and trading concepts explained? Look to TechniTrader. TechniTrader is the gold standard in trading and investing education taught by experienced and accredited professionals. Don't learn to trade from fad-chasing day traders, and certainly don't think you can grow your portfolio by attending a weekend seminar or watching a free video online. Success in the financial markets is attainable, but like any high-paying profession, it requires the proper education to achieve consistent success. Join those happy few who've taken their investing and trading seriously. Call 888-846-5577 or visit technitrader.com.